The Gilded Age Season 4 is almost here, and this time the story feels bigger, deeper, and far more intense than anything we've seen before. The new season is not just continuing the drama. It's pushing every character into a place where their choices finally start to have real consequences. At the center of it all is Bertha Russell, who ended last season on what looked like a victory, but in reality, it came at a personal cost she may not have fully realized yet. She managed to shake up high society and force people to accept change, but now that the dust is settling, the backlash is starting to build. And knowing Bertha, she won't just sit back and accept defeat. She's already thinking ahead, already planning her next move, because for her, losing is never an option. At the same time, her relationship with George is far from stable. On the surface, things seemed fine when he showed up and supported her during that important moment, but it didn't feel genuine. It felt like he was playing a role, doing what was expected rather than what he truly felt. That emotional distance is going to matter in Season 4, because George is not someone who ignores his principles for long. If he feels like Bertha crossed a line, especially when it comes to family decisions, that tension will only grow stronger. However, there's still hope for them. Their relationship has survived difficult moments before, and if there's one thing that defines them, it's their ability to fight through challenges. The real question is whether this time will be different, or if they'll find a way back to each other once again. Then there's Agnes van Rhijn, who is quietly waiting for her opportunity to reclaim her place in society. While Bertha has been busy breaking rules and creating a new order, Agnes represents the old guard, the tradition that refuses to disappear. Season 4 is likely to turn their rivalry into something much sharper and more personal. Agnes won't just react. She'll act strategically, using every weakness Bertha shows to her advantage. This power struggle is no longer just about social events or reputation. It's about control over the future of their world, and neither of them is willing to step aside. Meanwhile, Marian's journey is finally starting to take a more independent direction. For a long time, she's been caught between expectations, romance, and uncertainty. But something changed when she found herself in a situation where she could actually make a difference. That moment may have sparked something inside her. A desire to do more, to be more than what society expects her to be. Season 4 could explore this side of her in a big way, possibly pushing her toward a completely new path that challenges traditional roles. And if that happens, it will also affect her relationship with Larry. Their connection has always been filled with potential, but also hesitation and mistakes. If they're going to have a future together, they'll need to grow individually first, and this season might finally force them to face the truth about what they really want. Peggy's story continues to be one of the most emotionally grounded parts of the show. Her relationship is strong, filled with genuine care and respect, but the obstacles she faces, especially from those who refuse to accept her, are very real. Season 4 will likely push her into difficult situations where she has to prove herself again and again, even when she shouldn't have to. The question is how long she'll be willing to play that game. At some point, she may decide that her worth doesn't need validation from anyone else, and that realization could be a turning point for her character. Beyond the main storylines, the show will continue to explore quieter, more subtle relationships that add warmth and depth to the narrative. These moments might not always be the most dramatic, but they're important because they remind us that not everything in this world revolves around power and status. Some connections grow slowly, built on trust and genuine emotion, and those are often the ones that leave the biggest impact. Overall, Season 4 of The Gilded Age is shaping up to be a season about consequences, transformation, and difficult choices. The characters are no longer just chasing their goals. They're dealing with the results of everything they've done so far. The balance of power is shifting, relationships are being tested, and the line between success and sacrifice is becoming harder to see. With its expected release in 2026, the anticipation is only growing, and if the story delivers on its potential, this could easily become one of the most unforgettable seasons of the series.